Hello and welcome to this edition of the Policy Bazaar show. I'm Vivek Law. Today we are going to talk about something we all love. We Indians love our cars, and today we are going to talk about how you can protect them. A show dedicated to car insurance. Joining me, two very special guests, Sajja Praveen Chaudhary, who is the business head for motor insurance at policybazaar.com. And also joining me is Vasu Gavarasana, who is the Chief Digital Officer at Royal Sundaram. Thank you very much, gentlemen, both of you, for coming by. My first question to you, Sajja, as I mentioned, we all love our car insurance policies, but, there's been a lot of innovation. There are so many different kinds of policies. There's OD, there's third party, etc. So, if I'm a consumer of insurance, how important is it for me to choose the right policy, and how do I go about doing that?
Okay. So basically, earlier there was a bit of ease in terms of there was only one or two types of policies, and over the last 2 years, the amount of changes that have come in the car insurance type of car insurance policies and the years for which a cover would be given, it has become a slightly bit complicated kind of. So if I were to give an example with in our daily life, let's assume if you were to have a cone ice cream, okay, the cone is going to be there. The first thing is going to be the cone, which has to be there to hold an ice cream, right? So you consider the cone to be the third party policy. So third party cover, because it's mandatory for you to go on a road, for a vehicle to go on a road, it is mandatory to have a third party policy or third party cover in place. So the cone is the third party cover, and that is only there in place to hold the ice cream, right? And hence it's like the third party cover is mandatory. And then comes something called as a OD, or a own damage. What does this own damage component do is basically take care of, it takes care of any kind of accidents or any kind of injuries or any kind of damage that happens to your car. Whereas the third party cover takes care of the damages that happen to the other party who's on the road. That's what we call today as a comprehensive policy. And then there is, once you have a cone, you have an ice cream, which is own damage component, and then there are cherries that you put on the top. So you can say cherries are the add-ons, is what is called in the motor insurance verbatim, and there are different types of add-ons or additional covers which you can choose to ensure you increase the coverage of your car insurance, and that's how a basic car insurance policy is like. But with the last 2 year, 3 year changes that have happened, so there's one where you can take a 1 year third party only policy where you're not worried about the damage to the car. No, if you're worried about damage to the car, also you can take a comprehensive policy, which is a third party plus a own damage. And if you're more worried about damages, then you can take additional covers, which are like add-ons. And now the same thing, which is basically for 1 year kind of a thing. But let's do the same thing if you're coming to a brand new car, given the Supreme Court guidance and then the guidelines that subsequently came in last year in September 2018. For a brand new car, you need to take at least a 3 year third party cover mandatorily, which means you can either take a 3 year third party cover plus a 1 year own damage, or 3 year third party cover plus a 3 year own damage, or only a 3 year third party cover. Similarly, for bikes, it is 5 years in place of 3 years for cars. So that's how the structure of cover a car insurance policy today is. And it just depends upon you and your comfort and what is the kind of usage that you have. You can choose the type of add-ons that you might want in your car insurance policy.
So Vasu, Sajja talked about the add-ons that are there with a lot of car insurance policies. Can you take us through some of these, and how do I go about getting these add-ons? Which of these add-ons do you think I need as a customer? How do I figure that out?
Good question, Vivek. I think most of us, when we buy a car, we're very focused on ticking the box. And because there's a regulatory compliance from a driver needing to have that in his car if a cop or police stops the car. What we tend to forget when we buy a car is that there are many more available protections available that we often overlook in the rush to meet compliance. And I think in this particular instance, I think the insurance companies do a great job in educating the consumer in the benefits of having additional covers. So that usually what we've seen, the three most popular ones are the depreciation cover, which covers your spare parts essentially. Then you have engine cover, that is if something happens to your engine. And key cover, I'm sure time to time we lose keys, right? Whether it's house keys or car keys, or there might be a damage, when you're trying to, figure another way out to open your car door, and then key covers as well, very, very popular here. There are many other covers that are available, but these are what we've seen to be fairly popular.
And how much do they cost? If I've got myself the base policy and I want to add some of these covers on it,
They range typically around 100 to 300, 400. Different insurers price them differently, but they start as low as 50. They actually start
rupees.
as They can start as low as 50 and
50
go,
rupees.
Yeah, they can, and then go all the way up to 400 or 500, depending on different insurance pricing and strategies. But they're not very, very expensive in relation to the base core that, as you were saying, right? The ice cream cone.
So, Saja, are people buying a lot of these add-ons? Are you seeing that trend? Or
Yes, we do see this trend on our website as well, especially given that add-ons are primarily available in the Indian context only up to 5 years of vehicle age. That's how most of the insurers have filed with the regulator. And especially zero depreciation, that's what depreciation cover, which Vasu is saying, or bumper to bumper is what many people refer to in the market. Up to 5 years, if you look at the portfolio that we write at Policy Bazaar, about roughly 70 to 72% people buy add-ons in the first 5 years of their car age. But as the 5-year segment crosses, most of these people go for other add-ons, which are like roadside assistance and others, but not much of it seen on the side of zero dep or consumable cover or the invoice cover, mainly owing to that it's not available. Probably as and when it is available, there might be a change in the way consumers look at it, but that's how it is. Yes.
How important is it to take the roadside assistance?
So basically, roadside assistance cover.
We all end up going to the local garage, right?
Yes, it happens. But as you see, the roadside assistance cover. Let's understand that first, right? What does it do? In case you're stuck in the middle of a road at any point of time due to multiple reasons. One might be that your car battery is down, or you have a flat tire, or there is some repair that comes up in the car, or then there's water jam that happened and then your car wouldn't move. There can be multiple scenarios that happen. Now, if you are someone who's going for very short distances from your home or from your office, and you don't have a long commutes, and you exactly know who's where, then it might not be much useful to you. But for people who are bound to travel a bit, so for example, if someone is living in Delhi and going to travel to Gurgaon every day, or someone staying in Gurgaon and traveling to Noida every day for work, then that's a pretty long commute. Given that's one part. Second, let's assume if you have elderly people who are driving the car who might not be so well versed or would not be able to use the stepney and replace a car tire, there can be things which might happen of that sort, right? Who are not so used to the car mechanics and all of that stuff. And in those scenarios, and the third scenario being when you're stuck on the road at late evening or late night at about say 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, you're going to act out of, if everything's not going to work in the right way, you're not going to think in the right way kind of, and you might not find help as well. So what this roadside assistance cover takes care of is it basically comes and tows your car to either to the nearest garage or to your home, wherever you want. And from there, you can take it towards the repair. So yes, it depends a bit on how much of travel that you have and what kind of people are going to drive this car. But definitely it's a useful cover which comes at hardly about anywhere between 100 to 200 rupees is what insurance companies charge. Okay. So it's pretty good cover to have at that cost. Definitely.
Very useful.
Yeah.
Vasu, what about the invoice cover, and should one opt for it? If you explain that to us.
At Royal Sundaram, we've been first-hand involved in the floods that happened in Surat and most recently in Kerala. So if you are living in a area that is prone to have natural disasters, or if you're living in an area that has an incidence of high theft, then we strongly recommend that you have an insurance for invoice cover. Now, what does that mean? So invoice cover means that in the event of a total write-off of your car occurring either due to theft or a complete loss due to a flood, you will be paid the full value of the invoice that you have at the time of buying the car. Now, if you don't have this, what happens is the insurance company will calculate the depreciated value. And if you have a car loan, what happens is you'll often have a gap that you'll have to end up paying from your pocket. And you will not probably have money to buy a new car. So I think this is a great cover to have. Unfortunately, it's not very popular. It should be.
And why is it not so popular? Not too many people seem to know about it.
Well, I think that definitely there is an awareness gap for sure. I think insurance companies are responsibly educating, of course, the consumers that they need to have this cover. Surprisingly, uptake is very low, right? And so I think probably people who tend to think nothing's going to happen to me, nothing's going to happen to my car, everything is fine. Why do I need to pay this? Nothing's happened to us in the last 25 years, not to my family or friends, so this is waste of money. Perhaps is what they're thinking in their mind. But what we recommend, if you are especially living in geographical areas of high car theft or prone to natural disasters, and this is essentially very useful to have. Or if you tend to drive to those areas, you might not be living in those areas, but you might be driving to those areas. And definitely it is worth having this, especially if your economic scenario could be challenged in an event of a total loss, then definitely you need to definitely have this cover. It provides great protection for your finances.
Well, lots more to talk about. We'll take a quick break here. We come back and discuss more about car insurance. What are the policies that you can consider? What are the add-ons that you can consider? And of course, our segment, The Myth Buster, that's coming up as well right after this break. Welcome back to the Policy Bazaar show. We are talking about car insurance. Sajjad, the add-ons that we talked about, are they specific to cars? Are they specific to the age of the car, or do they change? You did make a point very briefly that if you have a new car, for example, so if I have a car which is say 3 years old or 4 years old, do I still go and get these add-ons, or is it more for a car which is in its first year or 2 years?
So some of these add-ons, Vivek, as I was mentioning, right, some of the insurers have filed only up to particular age of the car. So most of the insurers give you a zero depreciation or a depreciation cover up to 5 years, but there are very few insurers who give you up to 7 years or 8 years of kind. It's pretty much dependent on that. Most of the add-ons available in the market today. Having said that, there's nothing specifically with respect to age that you should look at for any kind of these covers. It depends on how much are you willing to, are you okay to pay to get a full-fledged cover for your car. Having said that, yes, there's a bit of what you call it, selection that you can make basis the age of your car or say a type of your car that you own. For example, there are these add-ons like key lock replacement cover. So if you're definitely owning a car which is on the higher end, right, a key is going to cost you anywhere. So today you don't get those old keys where you can go to a locksmith and get them done, kind of. You need to go to the showroom, get the digital key done. Yeah, so these keys and locks are going to cost you anywhere between about 5,000 to say 20 or 30,000. And even if the lock gets damaged because someone tried to open your car forcibly and all of that stuff. So if you're having a high end side of the car, yes, these kind of covers like key lock replacement makes a lot of sense. And tire cover, for example, not many people opt for it, but again, if you're looking at cars which are on the higher side of it, higher end of it, which are say 12 lakh plus of value kind of, you might want to go for a tire cover because some of the cars have tires which might even cost about 20-25,000 rupees also, and that's going to be a huge cost if at all something was to
especially
happen.
If you're driving long distance, right?
Absolutely.
Your car, your wear and tear on the tire is going to be significantly higher than just city driving. That's a good point.
Yeah. Vasu, recently we had a lot of flood fury in a few places, and unfortunately a lot of lives were lost, but a lot of cars and automobiles were damaged as well. Whether it was Kerala, we saw it in Mumbai, we saw it in other parts of Maharashtra and the rest of the country as well. Now these kind of incidents become a wake-up call for a lot of us. How would the existing policies that people had help them in case of damage due to the rains? And what is it that they could have added or can add now so that in future if something like this was to happen, their vehicle would be protected?
Excellent question, especially given the recent floods in Kerala, Vivek. I think most of us, when we are going back to the point I made earlier, we're eager to tick the box, the compliance box, to make sure we don't get into trouble with the police on a road. By doing that, what we're tending to overlook is scenarios where our financial situation might be compromised. And this is a severe example that you give. In the event of a flood or a theft, total loss, essentially the car is no longer usable or it's not even there. And that is a significant financial impact. So we highly recommend that the full invoice cover, I think, is a very good option for people to consider. Like we discussed earlier, unfortunately, the awareness is not very high. And I think that's where companies like Policy Bazaar and Royal Sundaram and our fellow insurers should probably step up and educate people the importance of having these covers, because it's an extreme scenario where the financial implications are very severe. Unlike a tire loss, which I'm not saying is not important, the severity is lesser compared to a situation where you don't have a car at all. And then there's repercussions in terms of your finances, your situation, and so on and so forth. So we strongly recommend, the industry strongly recommends, a full invoice cover is probably the best option for you to consider, especially, like I said, if you are living in areas that are prone to natural disasters or living in areas where the incidence of theft is very high. So definitely you should consider this.
All right, it's time now for our special segment, The Myth Buster. On The Myth Buster, the myth that all parts of the car are covered by the insurance policy. From what I've heard you gentlemen talk about, absolutely not true and a complete myth. So let me phrase this in a way that what exactly is covered when I buy a comprehensive insurance policy, because I've heard so many add-ons that it almost looks like very little is covered if I buy the comprehensive cover.
Okay, so basically in a comprehensive cover, in a comprehensive policy, Vivek, as I was explaining earlier, so there's this third party component which takes care of your liability towards any person whom you might have affected while you were driving on the road, or your vehicle would have affected, kind of, right? That's there. And then there's the own damage component. So what the own damage component covers is basically any kind of damages that happen to your car during an accident, or in case of a theft, or in case of any kind of flood situation, kind of. Now, when you say damages, this damages for repair or replacement. That's what is covered under this. Having said that, these are covered to a certain extent. When I say certain extent, for example, in case of a total loss or a theft, or in case of situation where the car gets washed away in the floods and is not in usable condition, kind of thing, which is more than 75% of the value that's covered for. Then there's something called as IDV, which is insured declared value, which is there in your policy copy. That is what an insurance company pays you in such a case. Whereas, let's say if you were to take a invoice cover, the gap between, let's assume, a 5 lakh rupees IDV versus a 10 lakh rupees to buy a brand new car would have been covered, kind of. That's one part of it. The second part of it, let's assume if we were to speak about damages, right? The damages, as I was saying, if you were not taking a zero depreciation policy and you were taking comprehensive policy, then there are certain depreciation values which are applied on each and every parts. That's different for fiberglass, that's different for, say, a wooden part, kind of a thing, that's different for, say, a plastic part. Anywhere between 30% to 50% is depreciated, because the older the car, or it's used, right? These are used parts. Hence, that is applied on it. Hence, when you take a policy or when you make a claim, probably you might have about 2,000-3,000, or depending on the value of the claim, some amount cut out because of depreciation. So this is what a zero dep will take care of, kind of. Having said that, the other part is the engine, which is the major part, which is in a regular accident, engine might be covered. But if it's a flood situation or a water-drawn, it's basically, with a lot of water from the rains, and if you drive through it by mistake and the water gets into the engine and gets spoiled, then the cost of opening it, getting it repaired and doing all of that stuff, that's what the engine protector takes care of, and your regular comprehensive policy does not take care of. Primarily, that's how it is.
So Vasu, if I'm buying my policy online, and if I'm looking at a Policy Bazaar page or your page, is it simply put there that, look, this is your policy, these are your add-ons, and tick on it and get them? Is it easy to get them? Because the point is very clear that you really need more add-ons. Just your existing cover is not going to be enough.
They are listed on our site and many of our competitors, and on Policy Bazaar as well. I think what tends to happen for most of us, including I'm sure the three of us, whether when we sign up for digital services, how many of us really read the terms and conditions before we accept, right? Most of us don't. We tend to put blind faith in the brand, and I think therefore the responsibility lies back on the insurance company and the partners companies like Policy Bazaar collectively. So I think we could do a better job collectively at the industry in educating these people, our customers, in the importance of having these covers. But they're there. Just picking on what Sajja was saying is, I think when the word comprehensive is when you listen to that word, the assumption is that most of it's covered or all of it's
All of
covered.
it is covered,
That's a perception because the word comprehensive lends to that kind of understanding. And engine is usually, when it comes to engine, that's a big surprise for most people. I was like, it says comprehensive and you're saying engine is not covered? And I think the industry as a whole, I think we could do a much better job in educating our customers that, you know, it isn't, and being fairly upfront about it.
Okay.
Which then becomes a responsibility of the consumer to decide, okay, now that I'm aware of this, should I or should I not buy the engine cover? Then is an option. We are placing as an option in front of the consumer to be able to make a judgment.
Sure.
And I think definitely as an industry, I think we could step up a lot more.
Okay. All right. As always, there are a couple of questions from the viewers who've written in to us. Let's take those as well with our experts. The first question is from Ritesh. He's from Surat. He says, my motor policy is a year old now and I haven't made any claims yet. I'm told I would receive a discount if I don't file for any claims. In that case, I wanted to understand how much is the percentage of discount that I could receive. Also, is this feature available by all insurers, and will I lose this discount if I buy this year from a different insurance company? That's an excellent question, Sajja, because both issues which really concern a consumer. So one is, of course, the discount. Second is, what if I switch? Will that continue as well?
Yes, that's a very valid question. Not many might be aware of it today, right? So this discount which the customer is asking in this question is predominantly a no claim bonus. That's what is defined in the Indian motor tariff as well. So in case if you have a car insurance policy which is a comprehensive policy, and if there is no claim made in one full year, then you would get a no claim bonus, and that keeps increasing for every subsequent no claim bonus year kind of. So it starts with 20%. Let's assume you're buying a brand new car, you don't have any no claim bonus right now, which is 0%. Next year, if you don't claim, by the time next year renewal comes up, next year the no claim bonus becomes 20%, which is a discount in the premium that you would have otherwise paid. Similarly, next year it goes to 25 and then 35 and 45, and then finally it settles at 50% kind of thing. That's what it is, and that's how it increases. And yes, it is valid even if you're buying it from a new insurer also. Yeah. So let's assume if you were buying this year from an insurer A and next year you were to renew with insurer B, it's pretty much applicable there also. Let's assume you have not claimed with insurer A this year, the insurer B will give you 20% no claim bonus, irrespective, of you switching the insurer. That's what is applicable. Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much, both of you, for coming by and answering all the questions of our viewers and a lot of my questions.
Thank you.
If you too have a question around insurance, please feel free to write to us. It's Policy Bazaar Show at policybazaar.com. We will wait for your questions. Don't forget to mention your name and the city in which you reside. Lots more coming up next week around insurance. Keep watching Republic TV.